Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you. And then yo. I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress, no success.
Hey y'all, and thank y'all for tuning in to the Journey Podcast where I am your host, Kiera. As always, I'm so glad to see you guys again. Another week in the books. Guys, I hope you were able to tune in to talk about it this Thursday that just passed. The conversation was really good. I feel like I could have gave y'all a little more, but yeah, that's that. Next week is almost the next Thursday is almost here. But I'm excited about this upcoming week. A lot is going on. The kids are going back to school. I'm so excited. They're not going back to school this week, but they're going back to school next week, and my grocery bill is gonna go down. Excited about that. But let me go ahead and get into today's announcements. Guys, that those that are new, this is news you can use, and those that have already been a part of the community, thank you guys for always showing up and just tuning in and just being here. This is a refresher for you guys. So first things first, Talk About It Thursday is at 6 a.m. on Thursday morning. So everybody, y'all can listen while y'all getting ready for work or getting the kids ready for school or getting off work, whichever one you're doing. Just tune in. Talk About It Thursday is fun. It's topics from different listeners, and so like I said, if you want me to say if you want me to disclose your name, I'm more than happy to do so. If not, you can remain anonymous and I'll just go ahead and talk about whatever it is that we're talking about. Thank you guys also for the feedback that you've been giving after each episode. Y'all have been so amazing. Like, I love y'all so bad, you don't even know. I don't even know. But that's that on Talk About It Thursday. You can reach out via the hotline. Guys, I have decided that the hotline is the easiest method of contact, for things, other than the be a guest thing. You can just click on the thing on the website. But speaking of the website, so, the hotline's first things first, the hotline's number is 770-802-1200. I'm all over the place. The website has been updated, guys, where there are links to there's links to the channel for each platform. So whatever platform you listen on, if you're having trouble finding us on that platform, you do not have to type in anything at all. Just go to the website at thejourneypodcast.life and click whichever platform it is, and it takes you directly to the channel. Y'all have been playing with it for so long, and I finally figured it out. And so those links are up there. We're on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Castbox, and YouTube, of course. Go ahead and let me know if there's a platform that is not listed via the hotline 770-802-1200. Let me know if there's a platform that you are already currently listening to. You already got a little lineup on. I don't want to throw nobody flow off. If you want to add us to your favorites, let me know what the platform is so that I can get us on there and we can be friends. And so yeah, just let me know, guys. So I can work on that if need be. We did get Castbox set up and it's up and rolling. All of the previous episodes are on there. So Talk About It Thursday is also on the same platforms. On the channel. And so I'm so excited, y'all. Y'all have been so amazing. Like, y'all do not know. I really do appreciate every comment, everything you guys share, every just everything. I really do appreciate it. Like, y'all don't even know. It means so much to me to see you guys just showing up and just pouring out and giving me feedback, letting me know. I talk to a couple of people every week about the different episodes, and so I'm so grateful that y'all are just like, y'all tuned in for real, and I love that, because my goal for the podcast was not only to help myself but to help others grow and to be the best version of themselves. So I'm grateful that with where we are now, we've done that, and so I'm grateful. If y'all decided to stop watching today or tomorrow, I would be I would be happy, because like, like the mission is done, but the mission is definitely continuing, because there's more people to help, and there's more people that want to heal, like myself. And so and there's more people that want to grow as well, like myself. And so yeah, guys, that goes into, if you want to be a guest, if there's any reservations that you have, or any thing that you might be struggling with, as far as like just maybe I'm afraid to be transparent. These episodes, these are all everything that I talk about are things that either I have struggled with or things that I currently struggle with. Because at the end of the day, I can't speak for anyone else. I can only speak for myself. So this is just me being transparent. None of us are perfect. All of us have our flaws. All of us could grow. There's always room for growth. And so somebody might need what you've been through, or somebody might need just some encouragement, for real. Sometimes you do have to encourage yourself, but sometimes it's good to know, like, wow, me and you both going to real estate school, or wow, me and you both been here, done that. So it's just, sometimes it's just good to know that somebody else, and y'all, I ain't been through everything. I know life be looking like it's hard for me sometimes, but but I haven't been through everything, so I can't really, I can't speak on everything. And so this community is not just my voice. Everyone has a voice in this community. So if there's anything that you feel like is worth sharing, let's share it. So if you'd like to be a guest, you can go on the website at thejourneypodcast.life and click the be a guest button if you scroll down. Or you can text the hotline. Like I said, the hotline is the easiest method. If you do click to be a guest, it does send an email, and that is like snail mail. It's like, Kiara, I wanna be. Get it out. Just send me a text. But it's okay. If that's what you prefer, the button is there for those that are emailers. For those that text, the hotline is 770-802-1200. So just hit me up. Please tell me your name, guys. And guys, please only use the hotline for podcast purposes. Do not ask me what I'm doing, or what you got going on. Don't ask me that on the hotline. Like, what? Okay, let's go. Other than that, I think that's it, guys. There's nothing new this week. And so, again, I'm always grateful for the feedback that you guys give after each episode. But we're going to go ahead and dive into this week's episode. This week's episode is about communication. Oh my God, communication is so scary. So what is communication? That's what I like to start off with, a definition, so that we're all on the same page and we all know what is what. So communication is the process of conveying information, thoughts, or feelings through various means, including speaking, writing, or non-verbal cues. It's a two-way process that involves both sending and receiving messages, aiming for a shared understanding between the sender and receiver. Effective communication is crucial for building relationships, resolving conflicts, and achieving common goals. I had to put that little last part on there because effective communication is definitely is what we're talking about. And so we're gonna have a little fun with this topic because communication is such a it's so important. It when I say that my journey to being a better communicator has been like ongoing because um there's a sender and there's a receiver, and when communicating you have to know how to effectively be the sender of the communication and how to be the receiver when the person responds. And so what we're going to do today, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be the sender of of communication, and we're gonna talk about what it is that I struggle with as a sender of communication, like what was the hardest thing for me to communicate. And Thursday will be the receiver, so we'll talk about that because that was one of the topics that but I felt like it was so like broad that I just had like this has to be, this has to be like this. And so I already it's good. And so my struggles as a sender of communication, I struggled for a long time, and sometimes I still do with communicating my feelings and my thoughts. So it's like I don't know how to tell people like, you know what, you made me feel uncomfortable, or oh, I need help, or that's one of the biggest things. I do not know how to tell nobody I need help. I'd be like, I got it. I got it. I don't need no help. And you know what really it is? That I think that one is pride. Definitely a very prideful person, and so I pride myself in being who I am and showing up how I show up in the different ways that I show up in, like in the with the different hats that I wear. I'm very prideful, and so I feel like I love getting praise for being strong when sometimes y'all sis be drowning, okay. And so sometimes what we don't realize is we're drowning because of our own self. It's your fault. It's my fault. I did it. I did it to myself. I was the cause of myself drowning. Because if I could simply communicate my feelings and my thoughts, then maybe somebody would save me. And so here you are. Sometimes it's even like, it's not okay. So sometimes it's with friends, sometimes it's with family, sometimes it's with coworkers, sometimes just letting people know, hey, you made me feel like this, or hey, when you did this I felt some type of way, or whatever the case may be, or hey, I need help with something. Regardless of who you're sharing it with, they probably can help you. They probably can make you feel differently. They probably can fix what's wrong. And so when you don't communicate, your thoughts and your feelings or your needs, you leave room for you to drown. It's your own fault. Because somebody could have helped you. Somebody might have been willing to help you. Somebody might have been waiting to help you. Somebody might have been just waiting on you to say, hey, you know what? I need you. And so what? Like, you know what? I had to learn, the biggest lesson that I had to learn, that needing help, saying that I need help is not a weakness. Saying that I don't like what you did to me or whatever. My prideful mind would have said, you know what, just go with the flow. Don't even tell them that you don't like that. Just adjust to it. And so I would think in my mind, well, I'm good at adjusting to how other people are, even if how they are makes me uncomfortable. That is not a flex. Oh yeah, I just adjust. Not a flex. No, a flex is saying, hey, I didn't like that, and standing on how you feel and letting people know, hey, you made me feel like this. I don't like that. Don't do that no more. Nipping it in the bud. Yeah, we talked about nipping it in the bud. Um, that's important. That is so important. Like, that is a flex. The fact that you can express your feelings, you can communicate your feelings without um without trying to offend someone, or without like rage. You can as the sender, you can control this conversation by maintaining, like, one, you approach people, is how you approach people and how you talk to people. Hey, you know what, I didn't like how you made me feel. You don't have to yell, you don't have to scream. I get it. Sometimes we're very passionate about our feelings. And I think that passion comes from allowing those feelings to um build up. And so when you nip it in the bud at the beginning, there's no build up. Hey, immediately I know I don't like that. I'm not going to even give you an opportunity to do that again. So, listen. Ain't no build up. It's just I know off top that I don't like that. I know right away that that's not, no. I'm not adjusting to that. That no, figure something out. Get that together. Um and so sometimes what I found myself doing is when stuff would make me feel some type of way, or I needed help, or anything, or I just would hope that maybe I could just be who I am to you, and you'd reciprocate that. And what I had to realize is not everybody was raised to treat people the way that they would like to be treated. Some people, I don't know how they was raised, and I don't know how, some people are one-sided, where they expect you, they see how good you are to them, but they're not that good to you. And so, which is not cool and it's not okay, but that's up to you to nip that in the bud. Like I said, when you realize, hey, you're not reciprocating my energy, you have to voice that, because sometimes people will think that they're getting over on you, and because you didn't say anything, you allowed it. And when you allow those things, you allow opportunities for yourself to drown. And so, um, um, when I would not express my feelings, I would I would hope, or my needs or anything like that. I would hope that someone would see me drowning. I would just hope that someone would just pick up on the fact that I'm uncomfortable. Like, oh, the discomfort in the room. I hope that is loud enough for you to know, and you to, change whatever it is. Or just would hope that someone could hear the unspoken words, like, in just the fact that my mood changed. Like, nobody heard anything that I said other than a huff and a puff. And so, um, when the opportunity presented itself, sometimes I would even, like, they'd be like, "You good?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm straight." Like, that's my middle name. I'm always good. I don't need nobody. I don't need no help. I don't need. Whole time sis was drowning. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so many times that I needed help, or so many times I felt some type of way because of somebody, like, did something, and or just anything, and I just did not communicate. But it was because I didn't know how, because I felt like, okay, that's going to leave room for an uncomfortable conversation. Now I have to explain to you why. So whether it's why I need help, or why, and I would rather not, or why I feel some type of way because of what you did. And so I have to muster up the ability and the courage to to explain myself. And so, um, one thing that was so important in this was definitely me realizing that my feelings and my needs are valid. Um, a lot of the things that that I needed help with, I wasn't supposed to have to carry the weight on my own, or I wasn't supposed to, or I wasn't supposed I prided myself in being independent. Oh, I don't need nobody to do nothing for me. I'll go without before I open my mouth. No. That's not okay, guys. That's not okay, because then that's when depression kicks in. That's when you start drowning. That's when that bitterness kicks in. That's when you start getting upset with people that you didn't even let them know that you needed them. You didn't let them know that and we can tell ourselves, "Oh, I don't need nobody." I used to say that all the time. I don't need nobody. My kids don't need nobody. They got me. Yeah, they need other people. What about the village? Is the village show up, please? And so sometimes you have to say something. Well, I mean, you gotta say something, especially you need help. Say something. You know, um, you feel some type of way. Hey, I didn't like the way you talked to me. Can you talk to me differently? Give people the opportunity to not give you what you're asking for. I, nah, I ain't begging nobody to do nothing. I'm not begging you to treat me better. I'm not begging you to talk to me better. I'm not begging you to help me with anything. Hey, I already let you know that I'm going to need help with this. Or hey, like sometimes you might have to reiterate it because, sometimes especially like when you're growing, because some people are so used to you just going with the flow, you just adjusting because you thought it was a flex that you adjusted to not having help or not asking for things and not telling people how they made you feel. So they're used to running over you, they're used to neglecting you, and they're used to you allowing it. And so you will receive what you will allow. Anything else, when you start setting those standards and you start communicating your feelings and your thoughts, that just lets people know you're confident in who you are. You're confident in, you're okay with asking for help. You're okay. It's okay to need people. And I had to realize that, because like I said, I would go without before I open my mouth, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy, because at the end of the day, you don't know who is willing to show up for you. You don't know who's willing to be better to you, Sometimes not communicating is the reason why some friendships don't last. Some relationships don't last. You don't know how to communicate because you're not telling people how to handle you, or how to love you. And so, or how to maintain, let's say that, I feel like that's more universal, how to maintain a healthy relationship with you. So you have to tell people that, you have to teach people how to love you. You have to teach people how to care about you. You have to let them know, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I need, this is what I don't need. And you have to make sure that you're expressing that in a way where you haven't allowed those feelings and those thoughts to build up for so long. So you're not enraged, you're not angry when communicating that, you're not you're not upset. You just let people know right away, hey, you know what, this is what I need from you. Like let's use, for instance, relationships with like friends. Say you have a friend and your friend hasn't been available for you. um if your friend is going through something and you feel neglected, but you haven't communicated that, and they haven't communicated, hey, friend, I'm going through whatever. And even if they know, sometimes you just have to give them that reassurance. Hey, you know what? I got a lot going on right now. I know, we're used to hanging out. I know we're used to chopping it up more often, but I'm just not in a space where I'm available to do that. A real friend is going to understand that if you communicate that. But if you just kind of go ghost and they're like, dang, what's wrong with you? What's up with you? What you got going on? Every time I invite you out, you don't show up. Communicate. Just it and sometimes you say, "Oh, I don't feel like I should have to say something." You should know. Sometimes even though we're going through things, our friends are going through things, and sometimes they need us. And sometimes it's just healthy to be around other people because that just saved you from drowning in that depression and just drowning in that that um that mindset where you're just like, ugh, I'm done. Like, you just never know. You never know how your friend can show up for you. Maybe they'll buy dinner. Maybe they'll buy lunch. Maybe they'll try to be there for you. And even sometimes, you want to be alone. Communicate that, friend. Hey, I just want to be by myself right now. I'm just not. You just kind of check in. When you value relationships with people, you understand, they people understand when it's a real friend. Your real friends understand. You don't have to talk to them every day. You don't have to hang out with them every day. You don't have to hang out with them every week. Like, hey, I'm just checking on you. I hope that your day is good. Just shoot them a text message. I'm just going through a lot right now, mentally and emotionally. Your friend probably knows what's going on. Just at the end of the day, relationships are a two-way street, and it doesn't matter what the dynamics of the relationship is. It doesn't matter if it's a coworker that you have to work with. I have to communicate with you. I gotta let you know, hey, this is what's going on, whether I want to or not. But it just leaves room for healthy connections and healthy. I like healthy connections. Let's go with that. Where you going with that? We going with that. So yeah, guys. I had to learn to communicate, and I'm still working on that, like telling my feelings and my thoughts, because I had to realize people cannot read your mind. Not everybody can read a room. Um, and I feel like ever since I started communicating my thoughts and my feelings, I feel like um, things have been better in any relationship that I've maintained. Like I said, just reaching out and just saying, hey, I just wanted to check on you, make sure you're okay. That goes a long way. Look, here we go. We got a little laugh going. Um, we shared some things with each other, or whatever the case may be. Maybe a little quick little powwow, a little update on what's new in life. And so as the sender of communication, your approach is definitely important. Go to people the way you want them to respond. If you don't want someone yelling at you, don't go to people yelling at them. And like I said, don't allow it to get to a point where it's so built up and backed up that you're so enraged that you don't know any other way to go to communicate your feelings. Now you so mad because it done happened so many times, or but you can only be upset with yourself because you allowed that. This is me talking to myself, y'all. I'm really talking to myself. Talking to myself. And so it's so good to just it's refreshing on this journey, just to learn how to communicate and learn how to as the sender of the message, as the person that's initiating the conversation, you do have the power to control this conversation. If I'm talking to you like this, hey, I didn't like XYZ, somebody can come back and be like, oh, But if I continue to maintain my peace and my, and hey, you know what? I'm just letting you know how I feel. That's it. I'm just telling you how I feel. I didn't like that. And so, as someone that values a relationship, you should let people know, hey, you should give people the opportunity to, treat you the way that you want to be treated. If I don't know that I'm doing something wrong because I don't see anything wrong with what I'm doing, I don't know that you're offended by that, I don't know that you're, which, I mean, it's normal for, like, maybe you're offended because I didn't greet you properly. I don't know that you have a problem with that if you don't tell me that. Maybe I said Miss instead of Mrs. I don't know that you didn't like that if you don't tell me that. And so, and you can say it nicely. You can say, hey, you know what? I didn't like that. I would prefer this, what I'm gonna say. I'm not calling you that. Like, what? That's what you want to be called? Okay, cool. That's your name. That's fine. Or if, like, what's it to you? And so, it's important as the sender of communication to, one, be able to control your tone and control your peace, and to maintain your peace, of course. You want to make sure that when you're going to people, you aren't coming at them. You're not talking at them. You're talking to them. That is definitely, like, that's leaving room to get somebody irritated. Don't come over here. What are you talking to? So, yeah, guys. That's this week's episode. As the sender of the communication, when is a time? What do you struggle with when it comes to initiating a conversation and communicating with someone? What is it that what's hard for you when it comes to communication? Is it hard for you to listen? Is it hard for you to speak? Is it hard for you to ask for help? Is it hard for you to say, I'm uncomfortable? Is it hard for you to correct behaviors that you're not okay with? That is another thing for me. Like I said, I feel like, I can adjust to how people are. No, you should not do that. You should tell people, hey, I don't like that, so that they can adjust to how they deal with you if they value a relationship with you, and so forth and so on. So, again, that's this week's episode, guys. Please, give me some feedback. Make sure y'all do the homework. Comment on YouTube. Call me. Text me. Let me know what you think about this week's episode. I love you guys so much. Y'all are always the best. Yay. All right. Y'all have a good week. See you Thursday.
Feel like I'm superhuman, lifestyle that show the movie. Said I changed, you never knew me. Heavy pain and perks abusing. Section 8 whole block was true. Yeah. Respirator, my dog was losing. Never said you moving on. Shit, and I'm like, how'd you do it? I'm from that land, King Joffrey Jr. Wish the plan would happen sooner. I'm too advanced, yeah, I'm the future.